All right, everybody, welcome back to the Tourniquet Tier List, Part 3. I'm still feeling a little spiced up after the rats. I may move him up to Wishes It Was Tactical. In fact, you know what? Yes, I will. I'm moving him up to Wishes It Was Tactical, and here's why. Okay, because he has made a Gen 2. Because he recognized a problem with the original rat, that it was too short, and he fixed it with Gen 2. So you know what? Just because of that, all right, you're at Wishes It Was Tactical. I'm bumping you up, okay? Because you did the right thing, man. You did. Okay, let's talk about the Met. This guy right there. Oh my goodness, this one. You either love it or you hate it, frankly. You do. This one used to be on the Kotek list, and it was taken off with the 2019 release. So that was not great. But this is the Gen 3. Comes in 3 colors. Your black, your red, and your blue. But look at that price tag. It's $57.42. That's a lot. That's almost double the cost of a cat, which is significant. Now, here's some advantages of this one. Number one, made in the USA. I love it. I know RECON is made in China. I believe the cat is made in the USA. I'm not sure about the rat, so please do correct me and let me know because I want to know. But here's some good things about the Met, and here's why I personally do like it. I will defend the Met, and I know y'all are going to come for me. Those of you who know about the Met are going to come for me right now, and that's okay. I'm a big girl. I can take it, and I can take you. So, here's what I like. The reverse of this is anti-skid. This is fantastic. If you're dealing with something that's bloody and slippery and nasty, this is going to grip and hold. I love it. It's got a thick, thick strap. The end of this is very thick. It's got triple stitching on it and a double layer. Plus there's another reinforcement piece that's sewn in. It solved that base plate problem that we talk about with the cat and the RECON, where it's got that plastic base plate that twists. This doesn't have that. I like it. It has on this part here, it solves the problem of not having this strap fully tightened down. So if you're too weak and you can't tighten it all the way down, you can keep twisting this bar because it's double layered aluminum. It's not going to break. And if you can just get it in one of the two attachment points, it's not going to break. It doesn't have a plastic base plate to snap, which is something that happened in testing with some windlass models. If you tighten it down more than 3-4 times, it puts too much stress on the windlass breaks, or it busts that back plate. So it's good. This strap here has the hook part of the hook and loop. So even if all you can do is just barely get it in there, it's there. This attachment point here, again, you can make it really gigantic, and then you can adjust this bottom piece here and tighten it down. Here's the bad part about the Met. This one has a learning curve. Most people are not going to be able to pick this up out of the package and intuitively make it work. It's hard. It's even harder if you're trying to do one-handed application with your non-dominant hand. You have to train with the Met. You have to consistently train, which means you're going to end up buying 2 of these. One to train, one to use. Excuse me, I need some coffee. Caffeine. So that's the bad part of the Met. Really it is. But otherwise, I can't help it, guys. I like it. I really do. This is my video. This is in my opinion. In my opinion, I love this one because it solves pretty much every problem. Once you've trained with the Met, it becomes like second nature having to use it. And once you've done it a couple of times, it's very easy. It really does become a lot easier. But this one does require some training, which not all of these do. Some of these, like you can take a CAT or a RECON and pretty much figure it out right away. It's very it's very intuitive. It's a great design. The Met, though, this guy, he takes care of the base plate snapping problem. He takes care of the windlass snapping problem. He takes care of the securing the windlass problem with the hook and loop system. He takes care of the slippery straps with that anti-slip guard, to take care of things, that are slippery and nasty and bloody and icky. His only downsides, his not quite fully grown check marks. Affordability, he's expensive. He is expensive. But he's solved a lot of issues. So for me, it's like, do I call him practically a tactical miracle, which I really want to because I like it so much? Or do I just call it tactically great because it's not really that affordable and it does take a bit, it has a steeper learning curve. I don't know where I want to put it. I don't know. You know what, though? I'm going to leave it up there at practically a tactical miracle. Because once you've played around with it, once you've trained with it, it becomes second nature and it's great. It's very secure and it answers all the issues that I have with the RECON and the CAT. So I'm keeping it there. Come for me. Go ahead. All right. And last. Oh, I have been looking forward to this one. Cue the salt. All right. This is the STAT tourniquet. You're saying, wait, that looks like a gigantic zip tie. Because it basically is a gigantic zip tie. Here is the STAT's website. No, I don't want your updates. Thank you, STAT. Here's the STAT. Made in the USA. Okay, good. Very good. Excellent. Starts counting once the timer is activated. We'll talk about the timer. Precision tightening tightens in 2mm increments. If you can see it, it does have those ridges. Very nice. I don't know why I need precision tightening in a medical emergency. I just need stop my bleeding now. Tighten all the way now. Very good. Visible instructions. Instructions are printed on the tourniquet. You're correct. They are. They're there. Has a release lever to release tourniquet pressure. Not something that you, as the bystander, should be doing. That is something that should be done only in the emergency room under the care of trauma specialists. Okay? Okay, so we don't care about release levers. Locking mechanism, it self-locks. Okay, great. Bullet resistant, reseals after being struck by bullets. Okay, to all of my friends who either have property or who have fun at a range, we need to talk because I want to test this. I'm going to send this video to a certain friend of mine. He's going to know who he is. Yeah. You know who you are. We need to make this happen. Okay, because I want to shoot this thing. That would be great. Oh, wouldn't that be a great video? I'm thinking Christmas special. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Safety release cover for extra safety when transporting the injured eye. Oh, that must be the new development because I bought this guy once and I have never looked back. Automatically readjusts when tourniquet is over-tightened. I have never heard of an over-tightened tourniquet. I've heard of under-tightened tourniquets. I've heard of that. I have never heard of the overly tightened tourniquet. Keep up to 25 or more tourniquets on a single carabiner for grab-and-go rapid response. Who? Child-proof release lever makes tourniquet more difficult for children to remove when being transported. Again, I have never heard of a child who needed a tourniquet who was going to be fussing with his tourniquet. Okay. Here's the thing. This timer. This is originally why I bought it. They had a great marketing campaign. Y'all, when this thing released about a year or so ago, it was awesome. At the time, I was a school nurse, and it was at a K through 8 school. So I was trying, I know you're like, a mouth on me and I was a school nurse. Yeah, I know. Anyway, I didn't have a mouth on me like that when I was there. I was very nice. Don't come for me. Anyway, so I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, it's inexpensive, and we can get a lot, and we got a lot of little kids, and oh my goodness, is this going to be part of our safety plan? So I bought this to explore it. And when I got it and I played with it a little bit, I was like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. It's a Gigantor zip tie. And okay, what's one of my criteria? Durability. Guess what happened in the first 2 minutes of taking out of the package? My timer fell off, and I have never managed to make it adhere again. So the timer, gone. No timer. Nice little finger hole though, but it is smaller than the one on the RECON, so I could not get a gloved finger in here. Look at that. There's no space for a glove on me. But let's look at what's most concerning about the STAT tourniquet. This appeared in Crisis Medicine. Yeah, you like that? November 5th, 2018. STAT tourniquet, 21 of 24 applications fail. Efficacy. That's the number one criteria, right? Does it actually work? I'm going to say no. That's a no. They used several people, experienced providers who've done tourniquets before. They had them self-apply onto their thigh. 3 successful applications. 2 mechanical failure. The locking mechanism slipped and wouldn't allow continued tightening. Of the tested devices, 21 failed to achieve vascular occlusion. So 21 did not stop the bleed. That's a big, big problem. I mean, that's bad. That's really bad. And here's the part that I really don't like about the STAT. Correct me if I'm wrong, because if somebody has this information and I just did not see it, I am very sorry, and please give me the reference to this. But I never saw any response from STAT about this. And this has been out for 2 years, coming up on the 2-year anniversary of that. So I'm sorry, STAT, let me bleed out, because you know what, you're not going to work anyway, so I'm already going to bleed out. Fair enough, it's just going to happen. I cannot think of any other use for this either. Okay, I can think of other uses for the SWAT-T. I could cut off little bits of it and use it in my fire, okay, if I need to make a smoke signal. Awesome. I can use it to apply a pressure bandage. I can use it to apply a splint. I can use it to make a sling for my splinted arm. I can do a lot of things with the SWAT-T. The rats, at least, does occlude the, the vascular function most of the time when it's not slapping you in the face, but it does it. And you know what? The guy who made the rats at least has made a big improvement to it from the first generation. He lengthened it, which solves a problem. For those of us who, unlike him, who have thighs greater than average, you know, his own words, he has a thigh greater than average. Those of us whose thighs are greater than average, I guess, now finally have a chance to use the rats. Thank you very much. But here's the thing. He had a criticism that was brought about the rats, and he improved it. He addressed it. I have yet to hear STAT say anything about this. And that makes me cranky. And that makes me angry. Because you're marketing this as a tourniquet for children, you found me on the internet because I was a school nurse, and you marketed that to me as something that should go in my bleed out kit in case one of my kids in my care gets shot. And 21 out of 24 doesn't stop the bleeding? And then you say nothing about it that I've seen? There was no press release following that going, oh my gosh, we don't know what happened. Let's look at a redesign. There was no reaching out to the guys at Crisis to say, hey, what happened? Let's go through this. Nothing. But you know what you're still doing? You're still marketing. Because when I'm on websites that are geared towards school nurses, I'm still seeing your thing. It's ridiculous. So no. You, please let me bleed out, because guess what, stat? In my opinion, of course. Absolutely. No hate and no shame or shade to the makers of stat. It seemed like a good idea. The marketing was great. I'm sure that if I had your marketing department, I would never be at, I would have 1 million clients a day. But the difference is, I actually train people, and I actually give them the correct information. And I don't lie to my people. And I don't market myself as a solution for children and then deliver a product that fails. So, there's that. Anyway, so that is my tourniquet tier list. I warned you it was going to be a little bit salty. And for those of you who know me, I can be a little salty. So that is my list. My please let me bleed out, that's my stat. Wishes it was tactical, that's the rats. Made improvements, but you got a little bit more to go, sir, and you know what? Keep doing it, because you've got a vision. Rock it, okay? Tactical, that's my SWAT-T and my SOF-T wide. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't hate them, but I don't love them. Tactically great, that's the cat. It does its job. It has some weak points that I think need to be addressed, and some weak points that have been around for a while that probably should be addressed more. And then we have our practically tactical miracle. And you know what? This is kind of like a high-low tie. On the low end, you got your RECON Medical, and that's up there because it is so affordable. And while I have not tested it with Doppler, in terms of ease of use, durability, and everything else, it stacks up pretty near, if not equal to, the cat. And then the Met. The Met it's my baby. I'm sorry, I really like it. I didn't think I would. I had to start learning how to use it to train one particular client, and I've really enjoyed it. It really has been, once you figure out the learning curve, it's been great. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you for sticking around for this 3-part series on my tourniquet tier list. I've really enjoyed having you all here. Hopefully you've enjoyed getting to know me a little bit more. So I will see everybody next time. Stay safe.